Hello debutantes! I have gotten lots of requests for cooking videos, so I'm going to go ahead and knock one out for you today. I'm going to show you how to make this chicken, well I guess it's, almost spilled it, pepper chicken. I kind of needed something for dinner and I didn't have anything planned, so I kind of looked around and saw what I had in my pantry and I just threw this together and it turned out so good. I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. So let me show you what you need and we'll go ahead and get started. So here's all the things that you will need to make this recipe. Chicken, I have 4 chicken breasts right there. 3 pepper blend, these are just from Publix in the frozen foods department. I actually like to use the roasted peppers from Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's is about 20 minutes from me, so I just picked up these from Publix. A bowl, or this is a casserole dish, so I can mix the marinade for the chicken. Sorry about the noise in the background, that would be Bella. Then you just need this is the key, is the McCormick Grill Mates Chipotle Pepper Marinade, and then water and oil to mix with the marinade, excuse me, and then brown rice is what we pour this concoction over when we are done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chicken, I'm going to cut it in chunks, all 4 chicken breasts, and I'm going to transfer it to this casserole dish. Then I'm going to mix my marinade and pour it all over, and it only needs to marinate for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that step out and show you what that looks like. I know I've mentioned this before in previous videos, but I just wanted to remind you again that whenever I have to touch raw chicken, I like to use these Playtex Clean Cuisine Food Prep disposable gloves. I just put them on so I don't have to touch the raw meat. The one thing to remember is that these actually come in sizes, large, medium. I think there's a small. I have really small hands and these are medium. I had the large and they were just so huge. So these are usually where the cleaning products are sold, and they are a lifesaver when you have to touch the raw chicken. So this is just to show you about the size of the chunks of chicken. You know, just cut them up into like little bite-sized pieces and just toss them into the dish. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix up the marinade. I'm just following the instructions on the back: 1/4 cup water, 1/4 cup oil, and then going to mix this marinade in. I usually mix it with a fork because it gets kind of clumpy, and then I'm just going to pour that marinade over there and mix it up and let it sit. So here's what the chicken looks like with its marinade on, and while this is marinating, I went ahead and put the peppers in a skillet. I actually only used about 1.5 bags of the peppers, not 2 whole bags. And if you're using brown rice like I am, you will probably want to get that started while your meat marinades, because it takes 45 minutes to make brown rice if you're not using like a quick rice. I actually put the water in my kettle back there to get it to boil to kind of speed things up. So I'm going to get my brown rice started. I'm going to get these cooking because they are frozen, and when the meat is done marinating, I'm going to take the peppers out, set them aside, and then I'm going to cook up the meat, but I will show you all that when it happens. Here's just a quick little kitchen tip. When I buy dry goods, I like to store them in these wide mouth quart size mason jars, and then I just cut the directions out and put them on the lid. And obviously this bag is from an old bag of rice because you can see it says best by April of 2014. I promise this is new brown rice. But this just makes it easy. Then I don't have a bag flopping around. Can't tell you how many times I've reached for an open bag of rice and then it's like rice confetti in my pantry. So this is just an easy storage solution. So the water was boiling when I poured it out of the kettle, but I put it on the stove. I bring it back up to a boil because you can see it's not quite to a boil. So I just make sure that is at a good rolling boil before I'm going to put my brown rice in. So just a tip, if you do use a kettle, make sure your water comes back to a good rolling boil before you add your rice. Alright, so you're not really cooking these, you're really kind of defrosting the peppers. So they're pretty mushy, I guess is the word you're looking for. So I'm using a slotted spoon and I'm just gonna scoop them out and transfer them to the bowl. What I want to do is I want to get rid of all this liquid. So I'm going to transfer them to here, dump this liquid, and then I'm going to start to cook the chicken. Alright, so I took the peppers out and they're just sitting, and here's the chicken. Now I'm just going to take all of this. I'm not adding any oil to the pan because there's 1/4 cup of oil in that marinade. And I'm just going to pour it all into the skillet. I'm cooking it over medium-high heat, and you're just going to cook it till it's about 95% done. And then you're gonna add back in the peppers. I don't know how many minutes that is. Everyone's stove is kind of different, but you wanna make sure you cook that chicken. So I've got it over medium-high heat. I'm gonna let it sit and stir it every once in a while. And then when I add the peppers, I'll show you that step. So this is what the chicken looks like right before I put the peppers back in. There's no pink showing. It's all bubbling, so wonderful. So now I'm just gonna add back in the peppers. And I'm gonna stir it up, put it on simmer, and let it, and just cover it up until the rice is done, which should be about 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'll show you the completed recipe. So the chicken and peppers are done. You could probably go ahead and use the 2 bags of peppers. They shrink up pretty good. I usually half this recipe because it's usually just for my husband and I, but because we have the boy home tonight for dinner, I kind of doubled it up. So now you just serve this up over rice. The rice is still cooking. I'm not eating the rice, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a dish and show you how I serve it. All right, so this is what it looks like. Now, if you wanted rice, you'd put the rice under the chicken, and that would be fine. You could serve it just like that, rice, chicken, and peppers, but it's not enough for us. So I'm going to add some shredded cheddar cheese. Cheese is like its own food group. And then just a little dollop of sour cream. And then I'm gonna mix that up and enjoy it. You can put this in a tortilla if you wanted, but I kind of like it just like that in the bowl. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this very quick cooking video with this super easy recipe. The good thing about this recipe is I take this on vacation with me. I make up the chicken and peppers and go ahead and throw them in a Ziploc. I make the rice separate and I bring the 2 things separate because you don't want the rice will get soggy. And I bring my crock pot to the hotel, throw it all together and put it on warm, and we have a nice hot meal in the hotel. So have a chicken will travel. If you like this video, please thumbs it up and subscribe if you have not, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.